Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear student. Me Najibullah once again here to take the procurement class. I think this class is third class of procurement for first semester from the third chapter. Today topic is all about procurement method. The objective of the class is introduction to the procurement method, competitive and non-competitive method. You will learn about the advantages and disadvantages of competitive and non-competitive method, and some example for competitive and non-competitive method. There are mainly two methods for procurement. The first one is competitive method and the second one is non-competitive method, or we can say sole source method. What is the definition for competitive procurement method? As we already said at the second lecture that one of the principles of procurement is competitive or we can say competitive procedure, or we can say the procurement should be competitive, or we can say transparent. So competitive method is one of the method which involves the buyer receive bids from seller or vendor. In evaluating these bids before choosing a supplier, after finding the best quality with a fair price, will select that one only. For example, if I am a procurement manager, so in this case I will ask for RFQ, or we can say request for quotes or quotation from different suppliers. So the supplier will provide me the list of product with a concerned price. So in that case I will compare the supplier, whatever supply is better for me or whoever is better for me with a good quality, or we can say with a good price, I will select only that one. What is the advantages and disadvantages of competitive procurement method? As we said, it is through bidding method, or we can say paperwork will be much more in this case. The process will be fair, or we can say transparent, and there will be a few cases of fraud. So no one can do fraud in this method. Whoever provide the best quality with a fair price, that supplier will be chosen. What is the disadvantages for competitive procurement method? As paperwork always taking more time because of the procedure, so it become more costly. It means two disadvantages: time consuming and costly. The question is arising, which business should go for a competitive procurement method? There are a lot of answers for this question, but as per my opinion, the business which always purchasing the commodity or product with a high volume, or we can say in bulk form, so should go for this method. And also the business who have more time, because this method taking much more time, so the business if want the product after 2-3 months, or we can say 1 year, so should go for this method, because this method is much more transparent. There will be few cases of fraud. The second method is non-competitive procurement method. In non-competitive procurement method, the buyer either select one company, or we can say one supplier to provide the goods or services. The buyer doesn't open the process to every potential supplier. So, for example, if I have an organization in purchasing the raw materials, so I maybe select only one supplier to bring the product for me, or we can say the raw material for me, or maybe I don't want to share my business procedure with a other supplier. That's why I'm using non-competitive method and link with only one supplier or one sources. What is the advantages and disadvantages of non-competitive procurement method? There will be effective. Non-competitive method will be effective if there is only one supplier or monopoly in market. Or we can see if only one supplier or one person producing the raw materials. Like example of Brishna Sharkat. There is only Brishna Sharkat, so if I go for bidding method, that will doesn't work because there is only one supplier. I don't have any chances to go for competitive procurement method. But that will be more risky if the organization doesn't work or if the organization doesn't have enough experience on that field. Maybe the supplier cheat with them easily. If I am working with some organization, if I am a procurement manager and we start recently our business and we don't have any experience about raw materials, so if I choose one supplier, the supplier maybe cheat with me because I don't have I don't know and I don't have any knowledge about this field, so that will be so risky for me. Again, the question is arising, which business should go for a non-competitive procurement method? There are a lot of answers for this question. As my opinion, the business who need the product urgently, because non-competitive method will link with only one supplier. You can immediately get the respond, or we can say the raw material flow from that supplier. And the business who always purchasing few number of raw material, or we can say in a small quantity. So if we purchasing with a small quantity, it is not compulsory to go for what we can say competitive procurement method. If we are in urgent need, or if we are purchasing a few quantity of the product, on that case we can use non-competitive procurement method. And if the business doesn't have any experience on that field, so that will be so risky to choose the non-competitive procurement method. I think that will be enough for today's lecture. Thank you for watching. See you for the next lecture. Have a great day. Goodbye.